Hey, awkward, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here investigating your favorite albums, and for the second review of the day, I'm going to be doing an album review. My roommate is doing something again in the kitchen. Every time I start filming, something's gotta happen outside. I don't know why. So I'm gonna be a little quieter now. So I'm gonna be doing an album review on the new Paramore album, This Is Why. So Paramore, pop punk band from the US of A, is back with a new album after their comeback in 2017 with After Laughter, which sees the band going for a poppier, groovier direction, going for dance pop and new wave, which worked out really, really well. They really put out some of the best songs of that year. Hard Times in particular is a total freaking banger. And then after that, the members of Paramore pretty much went on to focus on some solo work. And then in 2023, they have returned with This Is Why. And once again, they have changed their direction slightly to a different genre of music. This album is not pop punk, neither is it dance pop or new wave. This time they're going for something moodier and more aggressive, more post punk, dance punk, and indie rock. And this album is also more tight. It's only 30 something minutes long, 10 tracks. It delivers, it's constantly pummeling, and then it stops. So the album opener is the title track, and right off the bat, it is a quality song. We have the groovy, quiet verses, the explosive choruses. It's really catchy. We have some fantastic vocals from Hayley Williams, and everyone else also gave a really passionate performance. We also have some cheeky lyrics on having opinions on the internet. So yeah, pretty great opening, and it comes at a surprise because a lot of bands do this. A lot of rock bands try to do comeback, and they always fail and fall flat because their music just has lost the charm. So it's really great to see Paramore still having their charm and updating it to a more modern and interesting sound. We have the second track, The News, which is about the heightened tension about the world and current affairs and also the helplessness from these feelings. And all of this is sung over a moody guitar riff and some really fantastic performances. And the third track, Running Out of Time, is a shimmery pop rock track with lyrics about the hassles of everyday life. The track is kind of low key, so it's not as exciting as the rest of the track list, but it's still fine in the general scheme of things. The fourth track, C'est Comme Ça, is an energetic banger. Hayley Williams really shout and yell on the chorus, and also the closing vocals are incredibly catchy. Another awesome track. And then we transition to Big Man Little Dignity, which is more of an ethereal synth pop track, and clearly given the title of the track, it's about a jerk. And the moodier vocal approach to this track, I thought, is not Paramore's strong suit. So there's that. That's one thing that keeps me from putting this track in my favorites list. But the rest of the album is also pretty solid. That is followed with You First, which is a track where Hayley Williams really go off and pray for her enemy's downfall. It's like that scene in Spider-Man 3 where Sandman is praying to Jesus Christ, kill Peter Parker, because the desires for someone else's downfall is so goddamn strong on this track. And also we get the jazzy vocal lines, which I really love. Then we have Figure 8, which is one of my favorites on the album. It's a really aggressive, intense rock rager with a grim production style. This track is basically one continuous noisy headbanger, and I really like it. What the heck is happening outside, man? Then that is followed with Liar, which is a bit more low-key than other tracks. The hook is kind of meh, and the vocals are a little weaker. Not really huge about this track. Then we have Crave, which is a jangly rock track with some steady moving grooves and vocal harmonies. And the album ends off with Thick Skull, which is a fantastic ending to the album. Because again, when it comes to rock album endings, you really either end one way or another. You end with an extremely noisy rager, or you end with a very slow, depressing ballad about the meaning of life, or you end with a super long, multifaceted epic. It's either one of those three. And this track, Thick Skull, is kind of a mix between the first kind and the third kind, and it's really well done. It's not super long, but it definitely feels structurally way more different than other tracks on the album, and it almost ends off in a cinematic way. Hayley Williams screams and yells about becoming dysfunctional and sick, and this track is very heartbreaking and sad, and it's such an epic ending, a catastrophic ending to the album. I also love the chord progressions. There's something very nostalgic about it, something very 2000s. Like this kind of chord progression is only something that you would hear a lot in the 2000s, and it's updated to such a catastrophic scale. So yeah, really liking the album ending. I think this album is solid, definitely one of the better rock projects that this year will have to offer. I'm giving the new Paramore album, This Is Why, a light 8 out of 10. So have you listened to this album? From 1 to 10, how much you rate it, like it, and subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.